Rise and grind, ladies and gentlemen. It's about to get bumpy. Time to attack and dominate. This is Morning Juice with Brandon Beam and Bobby Carpenter.
Here we go on a Tuesday, attacking and dominating our way to 9 a.m. every single weekday morning right here on The Fan. Brandon Beam, the General Bobby Carpenter, and of course our fearless leader and producer Martha Shark. General, we've navigated our way back here to a Tuesday. What's going on, man? Good to talk to you.
Oh, Tuesday, the best day of the week, Beam.
Really is.
Rothman hated it the most. He called them the lazy Tuesdays.
Yeah, sometimes they have no vibe, but for us, that is not the case.
Our Tuesdays are always the best.
Yeah.
We've got Schlegel Valley here, so that's exciting. That's going to be fun. We've got Lathan Ransom joining today.
Yeah, he had so much fun, and we had so much fun with him in studio a few weeks back that he's decided that he just wants to come in again, which is awesome.
Yeah, so you want to come in, get that figured out here around his lifting time. And then, we've got Beau to wrap up the show. Have anybody else today?
No. What's better than that?
Well, that's a lot. I mean, it's a full day's work. So pretty excited here for this lazy Tuesday, if you will.
It's multiple days' work for us with those guys.
How was your Monday, by the way, Beamer?
It was good, yeah, man. Smoking hot outside. Some people call it piping hot outside. It was
like a coffee or
like
a tea.
It's like a soup, a warm soup, a hot soup. It was pretty good, man. I can't really complain. Mare's in her final week of school, so that's pretty solid. She's tying the loose ends to another school year, which is good. Her last day, she's got an in-service day on Friday, last day with the kids. It's coming up here on Thursday. So it was pretty solid, man. We didn't really do a whole lot. William was just hanging out with Theo yesterday. I was supervising them both. He's like jumping down on his bed and trying to play with Theo. I'm like, all right, he does a pretty good job of like throwing the ball to Theo. So that's a big time activity when Theo is engaged and not tired. But yeah, overall, man, pretty good day. Like I said, can't complain. Pretty quiet little day that we had at the homestead. What about you? I know it was busy for you.
Yeah, we had our McLean's lacrosse tournament, the spring sports banquet at Jones. So all the different spring sports were there last night. So she finished up her lacrosse. That was nice to get that done. And then, goodness, we had Kellen's birthday afterwards. So trying to get back from that. And, whatever they want for their birthday meal, like we'll cook it at the house. Yeah. And so he wanted to have either like flank or skirt steak with some mashed potatoes, green beans, some corn, grilled on the out there grilled. So had that last night.
Good menu for him.
Oh, it's great. Unfortunately, of course, she always makes these ice cream cakes at the house, and so to do that, you've got to like melt the ice cream down. She does 2 layers. You got to refreeze as you go, and didn't get quite frozen in time, so still a little soft last night. So we held off on that for another day. So we'll have that. But I did have some good, nice red velvet cake left over from Hyde Park on Saturday night. So I told Cal, I'm like, dude, you can have some of this. He's like, it's so rich. The cream cheese, the frosting's so good. I'm like, yeah. I told him, because this was the huge slabs. I'm like, all right, buddy, whatever you don't eat, I'll eat. But here you go. I have this left over. I hardly ate any of it Saturday night. So he ate that, and it was a good little deal. Watched another episode of The Chosen, hanging out with the wife a little bit, went to bed, and just fairly productive day. Got a lot of stuff done. Did some XM with Hester, too. Had some meetings in the middle of the day. I was able to get a little good, nice little workout in after, which was rough from a Sunday fun day before. But it was good, man. It was good. I enjoyed it. Good Monday. Hot. Going to be hot again today.
Yep.
Gonna have some storms this weekend, man. I wish it's first.
Are we?
Day. Yeah, it's gonna be some little rainy and stormy. I wish
no one likes that. Why can't we have that during the week?
I know, and it's the first week off of school, weekend off, which is gonna be nice. So
yeah, Memorial Day weekend too. You want to steer clear of all that stuff.
Yeah, it's not looking very great either, but we'll see. Who knows? It can all change. But yeah, you see that beam? You see the clouds with the lightning bolts.
Yesterday I was looking at this and there was nothing. Yeah. And today I'm looking at it. The 10-day forecast, all the way up until next Wednesday, is just rain.
Yeah. Don't like that.
That's not good at all. It's not good for anybody.
Yeah. Don't like that. So hopefully that's more spotty and intermittent than what we're seeing right there. Maybe like some stuff in the morning, but who knows?
Yeah, scattered thunderstorms. I guess when it does get this warm out, usually you'll have like a late afternoon thunderstorm. So maybe that's kind of what we're dealing with. Usually that's reserved for like the summer, June or July. Yeah. But here we sit on May. And that's the case. Like Bob said, we got an awesome show lined up for you here. Checked in with Schlegs last night. We're going to play that for you coming up here around 6:35 this morning. Buckeye Lathan Ransom, he is going to join us in studio in the 7 o'clock hour, so that's going to be great. A Buckeye fan survey. What would you consider to be a good season here in Columbus for the Buckeyes? One of the outlets posted that, and we'll get to the results of that coming up here in our next segment and in the 8 o'clock hour. And then Uncle Beau, he's going to round out the program with us as he does every Friday, coming up here around 8:35. Before we get into anything else today, it is Tuesday. It's the 21st day of May, 2024. Time for Today in History.
Time to get smarter. Morning Juice presents Today in History. Here's your professor, Bobby Carpenter.
Sponsored by Dr. Mark Levy. If you're snoring and not sleeping, call Dr. Mark Levy at 1-800-MORE-SLEEP.
You can always go to our show page, too, at Morning Juice 971, and look at the coming up on today's show. And this was, this was last night during the Zoom. Shark has a great stockpile of Schleg's pictures, so he just added that one to the arsenal from last night.
Well, I sent it. Did you see me send it over?
Right.
Shark, did you like that picture?
Oh, yeah.
For some reason, the Zoom was frozen at the beginning.
Yeah, I couldn't see him, and then he popped up.
And then it was good, and I was kind of worried, but that picture of him is elite. I mean, he looks
blown out, man.
Oh, completely blown out, but he'll have tons of energy for you, I promise. He's like a little Energizer Bunny, Shark, always ready to go for you. It is May 21st. It is Tuesday. It is the 142nd of the day of the year, and 224 days remaining in this 2024. This date in 1881, American Red Cross is founded by Clara Barberton in Washington, D.C. So American Red Cross doing some good work. Need to donate blood again. I think there's going to be an opportunity this week by my house. I got to take my civic duty, Beam, donating some blood.
That's right.
Go get that done. Folks, I encourage you to do that as well. Especially, my blood's A positive, nothing special. My wife's O neg, universal donor. Yeah, she's much more desirable. But she has low iron levels, so it's always a hit and miss thing with her. One of the most honorable organizations in world history, being founded on this date in 1904. I believe they call it the Federation of International Football Association.
The FIFA.
The FIFA, if you will.
Very honorable.
They're second only to the Olympic Committee.
Yeah, and they jump each other for 1 and 2 on the power rankings.
Yeah, well, it depends on who's doing site selection that a given year, Beam. You get the bag, hey, dude, they've been doing NIL for years. There's just duffel bags of cash and the geishas and everything else.
And the NIL to the people who you don't even know exist.
Richest people in the world. This date, 1927, Charles Lindbergh touches down in Paris, completing the first solo nonstop flight across the Atlantic Ocean, taken to the skies, if you will. This date, 1930, Babe Ruth hits 3 consecutive dongs, 3 home runs in a row, Beam, smacking those out of there.
Dinger Tuesday.
And then this date, 44 years ago, the second release in the original Star Wars trilogy, Star Wars Episode 5, The Empire Strike Back, is released.
I saw him.
Saw what?
Star Destroyer's coming right at us.
Sir, might I
Set him up or shut him down. Take the deflector shield. Prepare to make the jump to light speed.
But sir! They're getting closer.
Oh, yeah? Watch this.
Watch what?
I think we're in trouble.
If I may say so, sir, I noticed earlier the hyperdrive motivator has been damaged. It's impossible to go to light speed.
We're in trouble.
Shark missed a Cavs game for that.
He did. No, it was the first one, right?
That was the first one.
You know
1977.
Did you see this one in 80 to follow it up?
I never saw anything after that first one. And I slept through half the first one.
That's unfortunate.
Not really into science fiction, Bob.
That's all right. You should try it again. Hop on in.
Go do Lord of the Rings, Shark. You'd like that better.
What would you consider that? What is that?
That's like fantasy.
Yeah.
Fantasy world.
But there is some science to it.
Yeah.
No?
And some fiction.
No, I thought that was all real. This date, 1992. It's crazy. I was just hearing that Pat Sajak's last day on Wheel of Fortune is going to be June 7th. So, like him, Trebek, Bob Barker obviously has been gone for a while. But I mean, that was like, I feel I'm kind of sad because that's the connectivity. I remember watching those shows like with my grandparents. It was so generational that, it's timeless. It seemed like those guys would be on forever, but June 7th will be Sajak's last day. And Johnny Cash, his last guest was on this date, 1992.
Johnny Carson.
Or Johnny Carson. Yeah, sorry. Johnny Carson on The Tonight Show, if you will. Bette Midler. And
So glad you're here tonight.
I am so glad
This is
to
really
be
nice of
here.
you to come
I
on
am so
in
touched
next
that
to closing
you
show.
asked me. I can't imagine what life is going to be like without you. You made me watch you. I didn't want to do it. Jack Parr had put me through it. You made me watch you. I love the jokes you're flogging when you are monologuing. I watched your hair turn slowly from dark to white. And when I can't sleep, I count your wives at night.
Oh, fun and drama. That's back when it was all entertaining.
That was a great job by old Bet.
I don't know if we were allowed to play that song or not.
I guess we'll see here on the YouTube channel whether or not we're up
I
and
don't know
running.
if she
or
ever
not.
released that, Shark. It's
I
probably
don't think so.
not copyrighted at all. But Johnny Carson, last show. And then this date, 2017, the final show for Barnum and Bailey Circus is at the Nassau Vet Memorial Coliseum. I remember when they came through, we had just moved to Arlington. They marched everything down, I think, Neal Avenue, all the way on their way into the shot. And we went over and watched. The kids thought it was great. It was actually better than going to the circus. But that's what they do. They'd march them right through the town, get the folks excited, have them come watch. But in 2017, 7 years ago today, that all went by. Some birthdays today. Ara Parseghian, born on this date, 1923. Former Notre Dame Northwestern coach, national champ. He passed away in 2017, unfortunately. Alice Drummond, born on this date, 1928, the famed actress. You may remember her as Ray Finkel's mom in Ace Ventura.
Okay, all right.
Oh, look, they're little footballs. Laces out.
Laces out, Dan.
Oh, so good. I saw her. I was like, that lady scared me.
Ray Finkel.
Oh, gosh. Everyone knows it was that Dan Marino's fault. Oh, goodness.
That house was scary.
Oh, gosh.
It was not good.
It was fantastic. One of the best managers in baseball history. It's crazy to believe he's only 83 years old today. I feel like he was 83 when he was still managing for the Braves. But one of Shark's all-time favorites, Bobby Cox. He really loves that 95 World Series. The big feather in his cap. They took down the Tribe, unfortunately. But he's turning 83 today. Hilton Valentine, the original guitarist for The Animals, born on this date, 1943. Mr. T.
All right.
Turning 72 years young today.
Don't get us something, no statue. Give him guts. I told you I wasn't going away. I don't want a man like me to have the title because I'm not a puppet like that fool up there.
You know, you've got a big mouth, you know?
But this bum been taking the easy matches, fighting other bums. I'm telling you and everybody here, I'll fight him anywhere, anytime. He don't fight no real man.
You're a disgrace to this sport.
Shut up, old man. If he ain't no coward, why don't he fight me then?
I can't listen anymore of this. Hey, anytime. I don't care what you rank. You don't get no shot, and I mean that.
Hey, woman, since your old man ain't got no heart, maybe you like to see a real man. I bet you stay up late every night dreaming you had a real man, don't you?
You want you get
Gosh, Mr. T is one of the great villains of all time.
But you kind of like him.
Oh, he's fantastic.
Yeah.
That little deal outside the statue raised in Philadelphia, outside the art museum, is fantastic. Really well done by him. Also notable birthdays. One of Shark's all-time favorite Buckeyes, Jeffrey Dahmer, born on this date, 1960.
Nice.
Do you have the audio, Shark, of him? No? I
don't have it, Bob.
Okay, I thought you said they had some of the recordings.
Doesn't he have something to do with Columbus?
He went to Ohio State.
That's right. Okay.
He lived in Morrill Tower.
Yeah.
Was he roommates with you?
I think I lived in the same room. I found a stash of his snacks under the bed.
That explains a lot, actually.
Of course it does.
Mm-hmm.
Dorsey Levin's turning 54, the Packers running back, Super Bowl champ. Christopher Wallace, born on this date, 1972, better known as Biggie Smalls. Ricky Williams turning 47 today, the former Heisman Trophy winner, first team All-Pro. Josh Hamilton turning 43, former AL MVP, former Cincinnati Red.
Yep.
And Josh Allen turning 28 today, Bills quarterback. So congrats to him. Some holidays and observances. We've got American Red Cross Founders Day. Need a patch for that day. International Tea Day, National Memo Day, National Strawberries and Cream Day. How about that? and Sister Maria Hummel Day. Unknown why. And those are your historical events, your birthdays, your passings, your holidays, observances for this date, Tuesday, May 21st, the 142nd day of the year, and 224 days remaining this 2024.
Good job on that, Bob. As always, what would a good season be considered amongst Buckeye fans? We'll get into that coming up next. Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Hey there, and good morning. Right now, no crashes to let you know about, but I-270 eastbound is shut down to get onto 23 north and southbound. On the south side, those ramps are shut down. You can flip around at Alum Creek Drive to get back in those westbound lanes of 270 and hit 23 north or southbound from there. I'm 10 TV's Amy Steigerwald with your fan traffic.
Fan Traffic is sponsored by Buckeye Lake Marina, your go-to destination for all your on-the-water needs. The good life, the lake life, starts at Buckeye Lake Marina.
Men, this is Jeff for Tri-State Men's Health. And though I generally talk about medicine and effective treatments for erectile dysfunction and other men's sexual health issues, today I want to talk about love. Because love is the best reason to get treated for your ED. You see, ED can cause major relationship issues. In fact, men often push their partners away when ED becomes a problem. The condition can cause depression, arguments, breakups, and even contribute to divorce. But the good news is that if you're like most men suffering with ED, you can be successfully treated at Tri-State Men's Health and put a stop to the relationship stresses that ED can cause. I say this with all confidence because we have treatments that are effective in well over 90% of cases. Truly, it's likely you'll find you're performing like you haven't in years. So make an appointment and get the love back in your life. Your initial visit is just $99 and includes blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 800-900-9654 or go to tristatemenshealth.com. We have 6 offices across the tri-state area to serve you.
Legend has it, underneath the NJM insurance offices lies a mysterious room of long-forgotten, moldy mascot memorabilia, often pitched by ad agencies, always rejected by NJM. Is it real? We may never know. But what is real is NJM's dedication to doing what's right for their customers. Astoundingly, they're proud to put policyholders first. No jingles or mascots, just great insurance. Learn more at njm.com.
Hey there, friends. Beau Bishop here, and the playoff action is here. And there isn't a more rewarding sportsbook in the game than Tipico. Get ready to bet on the biggest games of the year, the playoff basketball, the hockey, the actions every night. You want to make the most of every game? You've got to bet with Tipico. You'll get up to 5% cash back on your bets. Claim your new sign-up bonus now and get $150 in protected bets when you deposit $100. Sign up now. Enter the promo code TheFan150 to get your bonus. Download the Tipico Sportsbook app today. Must be 21 or older and physically located in Ohio. Terms and conditions do apply. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
The Buckeye Show.
I can still remember when my dad would have me put all of my pads on, like in Pee Wee football, and just ask me to hit him, like out in the yard.
The Buckeye Show.
Sponsored by Schottenstein Roofing and Care Source.
Weeknights at 6 on The Fan.
At Take 5, we're faster than you think. That means we'll change your oil and get you back on the road in less time than it takes to get over from the express lane to the exit ramp. Just sit back and relax while our fast, friendly team does all the work. Take 5, the stay-in-your-car 10-minute oil change.
Ah, the sweet sounds of spring. Baseball, birds, and the glorious hum of a freshly tuned AC system. Don't sweat it. Call the Waterworks Heating and Cooling Team, 614-333-9720, or schedule service on our website. The Waterworks. Better care, better value, better AC.
The Sign and Drive Green Tag event continues, offering 0% for 84 months with no money down on a John Deere compact utility tractor with loader. Limited time offer. Visit your local Ag Pro today. Offer ends May 31st, 2024. Some restrictions apply. See dealer for details.
For roof leaks and roof replacements, call Legacy Roofing Services, Central Ohio's commercial roofing leader. Legacy Roofing Services, ranked in the top 100 roofers in America. Call Legacy today, 800-880-ROOF, 800-880-ROOF. Legacy Roofing Services.
Hey folks, it's game day and the betting's gonna be intense, Drew.
You said it, Dave, but a good pregame routine keeps betting responsible.
That's right, you gotta pause before you play.
Good call. Sports betting is hot, but it can be risky.
And pausing to set limits is an all-star move.
That's right, Dave. If you bet on sports, pause before you play to set limits, recognize the risk, and know when to stop.
Learn more at pausebeforeyouplay.org.
And now, Public Education Matters with Ohio Education Association President Scott Damaro.
All students, no matter where they're from, what they look like, or where they live, deserve to see themselves in their curriculum.
and to feel appreciated and respected for who they are. Join us in celebrating Asian American, Native Hawaiian, and Pacific Islander Heritage Month, and celebrating the beautiful diversity of Ohio's public schools.
Public Education Matters, brought to you by the Ohio Education Association.
Fan weather. From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
We're going to be tracking temperatures mostly in the 60s and 70s as you head out the door today. This afternoon, though, we're going to be looking at a mix of clouds and sun with highs in the upper 80s. Tonight, though, look for partly cloudy skies with temperatures dipping down to the 60s. And then on Wednesday, the chance of thunderstorms return. Highs will be in the 80s. I'm Doppler 10 meteorologist Dylan Robichaud on 97.1 The Fan.
FanDuel is the exclusive online sportsbook partner of Morning Juice. Just sign up at FanDuel.com/juice. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
A radio show hosted by two former football players, one slightly more successful than the other. You're listening to Morning Juice.
Coming up here in our next segment, Anthony Schlegel. He's going to join the program. We talked to him last night. It's great stuff as always. So that's coming up here around 6:35. What would you consider to be a good season for the Buckeyes, Bob? Coming up here this year. I mean, with everything given, you have to think back. Disastrous Cotton Bowl. After that, that seems like it was 10 years ago, that game. I mean, a lot has changed kind of in the circumstances for the Buckeyes. They've been hot on the transfer portal. We know that. Seems like they had a pretty good spring. Everybody decided, you know what? I'm not done. Deciding to come back. We're going to check in with Lathan Ransom, him too. Lathan Ransom's going to join us in studio coming up here next hour at some point. And so, I could ask him about this as well. And we know ultimately their goal, beat your rival, win a Big Ten championship, win a national championship. Like those are the three goals that the team have every year. But to consider this season a success in your mind, what would it be?
I think you need to be in the Final Four. Yeah. I mean, obviously, you would like to win the Big Ten. Beating Michigan, I think, is something that needs to happen this year.
Yeah.
That's in order of operations. Beating Michigan. Winning the Big Ten, I think, would be nice, not essential, but I think that would go a long way if you're able to win the Big Ten, because that would give you the bye into the second round, and then you need to win at least one game to get there. Depending, without seeing matchups and injuries and everything else, I never like to sit there and say national championship or bust, because so many things have to happen, especially now. It's easier to get in there to the dance, but I think harder to win it because there's more games.
Totally.
And so you have to stay obviously healthy. But I would say that, you're talking like a Final Four caliber squad.
So Cameron Teague Robinson of The Athletic put this together, and he surveyed, let's see how many fans here, Bob. I want to say it was like 580 fans. 580 Buckeye fans was the ultimate number on this. 593. Okay, got it. What would a successful season be for Ohio State? The answers were playoff appearance, Big Ten title, college football playoff, quarterfinal appearance. Beating Michigan is all that matters. National championship or Big Ten title, national title game appearance.
See, go ahead, because I think that there's multiple answers within this.
Yeah,
I think if you win a national championship, you could maybe lose to Michigan or the Big Ten, and I don't know if those things would coincide. Like 2 years ago, if they beat Georgia and ultimately go and win a national championship. Yeah. You'll want to beat Michigan, and obviously that's the goal every year, and that's a prereq. But if you win the national championship, there's kind of a dichotomy there of you lost this but won that.
Right.
And so I think that's there. Now, this year, Michigan's not as good. If they were a top 5 team, then maybe that's a little different. But I think that there is some room for some play in there. But continue, sir.
So 0.8% of the 593 responses said playoff appearance. That's it. And I would agree with that. That would not be my goal for this team to have, just on the base level. Looking at all the offseason additions.
So less than 1%.
Less than 1%.
So how many? 593 people?
Yes.
So that's 5 people said that.
5 people. Less, 4, I think.
If it's 593, I'm guessing.
You're right, Bob. Yeah, you're right. So 5. 5 out of 593.
Unless Kevin Hart voted and they counted him as a half.
So 0.8% saying playoff appearance. Big Ten title, college football playoff quarterfinal appearance, ringing in at around 10% of the vote. So 59, 60 votes.
Yeah. There. So getting in. Like winning a Big Ten championship, which will get you to the bye.
Yeah. Beating Michigan is all that matters. And I find this to be interesting because I think if you were to ask the same question on the Sunday following the game last year, this would have been like 95% of the answer.
Time and perspective matter a lot with that.
12.3% saying beating Michigan is all that matters.
Well, last year, I think that number, like you said, in the month of December, that was more in the
mid-90s, mid-80s,
at least 80s into the 90s.
National championship, what would a successful season be for Ohio State? Ringing in at 28.5%. So 29% of the 593 Buckeye fans surveyed
that would
this.
be it.
Yeah, 29% saying national championship. And those are the expectations, and those, at least for Buckeye fans.
Do those equal 100? What was the biggest percentage there?
Big Ten title, national title game appearance.
Okay.
That is the biggest whopper in this at 48.6%.
Which I think that feels about right. This team is talked about as one of the top 2 or 3 teams in college football. I think there's Georgia, there's Ohio State, Texas, and Oregon. And ironically, those are all from 2 conferences now and not 4. But I think people kind of look at that unanimously as those are maybe the 4 best teams, with Ohio State and Georgia maybe being a notch ahead of the other 2. Now, Oregon is very good. I think they're maybe better than Texas. But regardless of that, that seems about right. And I would probably lean into that more than even getting to the semifinal. But, yeah, I would say the Buckeye fans, as usual, are pretty spot on with that assessment.
Yeah, I agree with that. And
I'm in agreement with you.
Yeah, I'm in agreement with you. You look at all this and the way that this kind of broke down, like national championship or bust. Like, it's a lot to ask. Obviously, we know it's in this team. Like, they all decided to come back because they want to do something spectacular. National championship, 29%. Big Ten title, national championship game, 49%. Those 2 make sense. When you look at it, like, those are the expectations coming off the last few years. Like, as lofty as those are, that's about what you're working with here.
Well, Ryan gets that. The players get that. They understand it. I think those are their goals. So, because, like, to use the term, if that doesn't happen, is it a disappointment? Like, if you make it to the national championship game and don't win, I don't know if it's disappointing.
It's disappointing in the moment.
The moment, but I would say that if you look at it, it's just maybe unfulfilled expectations, potentially. Now, if this team comes out and goes 9-3 and like barely gets gets blown out in the first round, or 10-2, like that would be disappointing.
That's a
disappointment, a big time disappointment. If this team got blown out by Michigan, that would be a disappointment. That would be devastating. And so, I think there's different levels and tiers of this as you go through it.
Schlegs is up next. Morning Juice right here on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning. Right now, no crashes to let you know about, but we're watching crews wrap up overnight work on the south side at the 270-23 split. Right now, the ramps from 270 eastbound to 23 north and southbound are shut down. You can flip around at Alum Creek Drive to get back to 270 westbound and get onto 23 north or southbound. I'm 10 TV's Amy Stockerwald with your Fan Traffic.
Fan Traffic is sponsored by Glow Fiber. Glow Fiber Business is now in Ohio. With prepackaged and customized fully fiber optic business internet solutions, call 1-833-WANT-GLOW or visit glowfiberbusiness.com today.
Hollywood Lights. Set sail with excitement at Hollywood Casino Columbus. Saturday, May 25th, you could be the lucky winner of a 7-day, all-expenses-paid Caribbean cruise for 2. Not a sailor? No problem. Opt for $15,000 in cold hard cash instead. Play your favorite slots and table games throughout May to earn entries. More details at HollywoodColumbus.com. Remember, your adventure awaits at Hollywood Casino Columbus. Must be 21. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-589-9966.
New 2024. Up to 72 months Aria. Up to 36 months Rogue. And 6/3/24.
Reichert Nissan has an announcement to make. 0% financing is now available for up to 72 months. Take a Reichert Nissan Aria home today and pay 0% for 72 months. But that's not all. Reichert Nissan also has 0% financing on Rogue 2. Visit the Reichert Mega Mall off 270 and 33 or shop thousands of new and certified used at ReichertNissan.com.
Get the right car at Reichert.
We're dealing.
With approved credit. Residency restrictions apply. Offers cannot be combined. Dealer contribution affects consumer cost.
Summer is almost here, and NBC4 Today is giving you a chance to swim in cash. Get ready for summer. Check out NBC4 Today every morning, and you could win $400. Watch to win all this week on NBC4 Today at 6 a.m.
Tuesday, someone's life will change forever.
A new winner will be crowned on the season finale of The Voice.
Which coach is going to get their crown as champion?
Reba McEntire, Chance the Rapper, Dan and Shay, or John Legend.
I'm going to let you in on a little secret.
What?
You will see special performances from Keith Urban, Kate Hudson, the Black Keys, and Thomas Rhett.
The season finale of The Voice.
Live Tuesday on NBC.
Tonight beginning at 8 on NBC4. Local for you. Summer is almost here, and NBC4 Today is giving you a chance to swim in cash. Get ready for summer. Check out NBC4 Today every morning, and you could win $400. Watch to win all this week on NBC4 Today at 6 a.m.
Attention weekend warriors. Fan Sports Saturday has moved to 10 a.m. Join Eric Reeser and Tyvis Powell as they dive into popular topics like the Buckeyes and Tyvis's liquid diet.
Saturdays from 10 to 1.
The Fan.
Bobcat Enterprises is your local family-owned partner for spring landscaping and construction projects. Being a local business since 1975 means giving our community great deals on our full line of Bobcat equipment, including Bobcat compact track loaders, excavators, tractors, mowers, and more. Right now, get financing as low as 0% for 48 months on select equipment. Build local. Stop by Bobcat Enterprises in Hilliard, Reynoldsburg, or Zanesville to find current specials or see our full line of products at bobcatent.com today.
Hey, it's Bobby. When you have a large investment like a new roof, you want to work with a company you can trust. One with 30 years of experience and hundreds of 5-star Google reviews, 0 complaints with the BBB. That's Newman Roofing. So go check them out at newmanroofing.com or give them a call at 614-NEW-ROOF.
Some people just know the best rate for you is a rate based on you with Allstate, not one based on anyone else. So if you drive safely, you could save money. Good to know. Visit allstate.com or call for a quote today.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6759. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-6759. That's 800-575-6759. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Morning Juice is sponsored by Affinity Whole Health, the leader in testosterone and hormone replacement therapy. FeelGreatColumbus.com. The Fan.
Heading to work? Keep listening to the guys at the office.
Stream the show at 971thefan.com or download the Fan app.
This is Morning Juice.
This is Long here, Tuesday edition of the program. Brandon Bean, Bobby Carpenter, Mark the Shark. Last night, or a beautiful evening in Central Ohio somewhere, we got to check in with this guy.
The best way to start a morning is with a heavy dose of iron. Gas station ready, always. It is Schleg Day.
Sponsored by Sugar Shannara Accident Attorneys. We go to war for you at warforyou.com. That's warforyou.com.
Heading out to the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline, checking with our good friend. He is Anthony Schlegel. Schlegs, happy Tuesday, buddy. What's happening?
Oh, what's up, Columbus? What's happening, man? I just got super bumpy Monday with CJ and AT and the boys at the Armory. Did a little chest. CJ wanted to put that on the old IG, so I did. I flexed. I was like, hey, you know what? My bicep looks pretty good. Did chest that day, chest and back. Kicking off, doing kids training here with my guy, Jay Hooten. He's dominating. And Buckeyes in the morning, Armory in the evening. Like, what else do I do? I don't know. When do I sleep? I don't know. Who sleeps? What is sleep? Sleep is overrated.
How is my man Jay Hootie doing, by the way?
He's phenomenal. He's the best. You know, I mean, you got a guy, Jay Hooten was yours and mine, GA and AJ's at Ohio State, and he still, just talks all the different crazy things that he used to do, breaking doors off the hinges because they wouldn't let us in the building. And that's, you know what, though? To me, now that I think about it, I'm 43, that's the sign of a hungry team. You know, somebody that's willing to go rip the door off the hinges because they want to get bumpy. You know what? Let's get a whole team of those guys. Some people might say no. With the other stories that would transpire after that, But I was just reminiscing about that, Bob, and I just really appreciated your desire to get better. That's how I look at it, desire to get better. So Jay Hooten's doing fantastic, and he and I both have children all the same ages. So as he's talking to parents about what it is that we do at the Armory for sports performance, it hits home to people because guess what? Our kids are their age, so super fun. But anyways, it's great. The farm is great. I mowed for, 7 hours over the weekend. We had a beautiful freaking weekend in Columbus, Ohio. Stopped off down there at Roosters, got to see some people. That was fun. Nicole was there. She's amazing. Roosters gives back over $1 million a year in our community. So it was just great to support them. And here we go, man. Tuesday, baby. Attack and dominate.
Shucks, we were talking, we had Mickey on Friday. We were talking to Joshua Perry about it yesterday as well. They're doing the event, the Powerhouse over at St. John's. And, people are thinking like, it's lifting, what is that? I'm like, Joshua was talking about it. The competitive nature, the competitive environment, like not just one to win Schlegs, but one to dominate, one to choke a dude out. That's the mentality that these guys have when they're competing against each other.
Guys, Mick talked about that. I'm happy he was on, that everybody got to hear him, because people don't get to hear him. I mean, I get to hear him on a daily basis, and I still get juiced up. When you have a veteran team, when you have guys that came back for the right reasons, that are there together, that are holding each other accountable, but like you said, the dominate aspect, and I think that's the stuff that you take with you. I saw it firsthand with my son and his baseball team and what the weight room, not just the weights and stuff, but the attitude, right? The domination, the mentality, the mindset that transpire, like that you carry over into a game and just supporting one another. But you only get that through the competitive nature, and guys are getting pissed. One kid today in there, he was pissed that he got beat today. And guess what? He's going to come back tomorrow. He's going to have another great day. And that's what you're trying to foster. That's what you're trying to develop. That's how you chase the 1%. And so when you're like, man, I'm just going to go watch guys lift, the thing that you get to go that you're not present to, right, that you're not privy to, is that mentality in the weight room at that level. You want to take your kid, go let them watch what we do for a living in there and how to do it. The other thing too that people don't realize, and I tell this to parents when they're being recruited at Ohio State and they're making these type of decisions, we are giving them a high physical literacy to go be successful at the next level. Because when you go to the next level, yes, you have strength coaches, but you're only there for half the year. The other half of the year, you're on your own. You are your own entity. You're an asset to the team. But if you want to extend your career and maximize your value and extend your career, you have to do a portion of that on your own and getting that foundation as to what works for you, whether it's through training, through recovery, through your lifestyle. Those are the things that you're developing at Ohio State when you're trying to chase that 1% that will carry on with you at the next level, but also in life, to Joshua Perry's example and a lot of other people.
The one thing, too, I talk about, everybody wants to hear, the brotherhood, the connectivity, the camaraderie. I go, the best place to see that is in those competitive workout environments, not at practice, not in spring ball, like hour and a half long, get it on dude session, Schlegs.
That's where the brotherhood is started. I heard stories of Justin Fields when he came in, and he immediately went, just was a dude in the weight room. Right? People bought in, like this guy backs what he's about, right? His presence, the way that he begins to work out his.
You know how you knew, Schlegs, this is how you'd respect him. The first time I saw him in the weight room by himself in there, right after the season, just got in there and he was squatting and he had 3 wheels on and was like, it was going after it. I'm like, you know what? I don't know too many quarterbacks that this is what they're doing day one, 3 plates on there and pounding out 10 and being like, all right, let's go. We're good.
Right.
More weight.
I want more. Feed me more iron. It never lies to you. And that's what you're seeing. You're seeing guys put more weight on the bar. You're seeing guys do better reps. How do you get better? Do better reps. How do you do better? Progressively overload them. The fundamentals win. Consistent work wins, and that's what you get on a daily basis with them. That doesn't mean you don't have to lock them in. It doesn't mean that you have to say something. It does sometimes, man. We're humans. But how do you do that? Great teams do it. Dude on dude accountability. The leader's got to lead. And the mindset that I go in there and the work that we're about ready to accomplish, and we're not joking, we're not talking, we're just all about business and all about accomplishing the mission. That's to have a great workout. Remember, we talked last week about living the dash. Like every single day is that. How do you win or lose? And that's to Mick's credit. He is the best at putting those things in front of guys, whether it's a weigh-in. Weigh-in is win or loser against you and against the discipline that is required to be at your weight, win or loser. Certain days are more because you have to be accountable over the weekend, whether they gain weight or lose weight. Like that's your freaking job. Win or loser in the weight room, win or loser in the classroom. Side nugget, our dude's GPA as a team was like 3.275 or something like that. Yeah. Fantastic. Guys are handling their business. You see guys doing other things off the field. I think it was Mecca, G, and Trevion were speaking about their faith. Like, dude, awesome. Like you're seeing guys just live this lifestyle across the board. That's what you want, man. It only the brotherhood that happens in the weight room. It happens in mat drills. It happens in the off season. That's why it's a critical time right now.
He is Anthony Schlegel with us here on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems.
Hey, I got a nugget for you. Bryant Heating and Cooling. Here's the deal, guys. Just so side nugget, right? You guys know sports science and all this crap, and doesn't matter. Here's the thing. All I know is this. You can't train toughness in November. You train it in the winter. You train it in the spring. You train it in the summer. Because when you need it, it's in freaking November. And I would say that those guys get it. So, anyways, there you go. Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline side nugget.
Well, they got their money's worth on that one. My question to you is, like, when we're going through, so Bob's emceeing the event on June 21st, Friday night over at St. John. I think you can get your tickets at 1870society.com, which I would highly recommend you doing that. Now, when we get maybe like a demonstration on this winter loser situation.
Yeah, of course. Are you kidding me? We're going to have spotlights. We're going to
Can we get the demonstration between you and Bob, like the winner loser, to set a precedent?
That'd be amazing. I mean, I don't know. I'm always game. Gas station ready. Bob, now, hey, the good thing is we're in St. John's Arena, right? And there's no turf because Bobby would absolutely just run me into the ground. That's a fact. Like, Bob, I'm so impressed by the discipline that you have to do what you do on a daily basis. Now, I'm so exhausted by the end of my day. There's no way in God's green earth I could freaking run anywhere. I'm trashed. But winner or loser on some stuff, I'm game. But no, we're going to probably save that for the guys, the people that everybody really wants to see, which is the 2024 Buckeyes. All right. But like I said, man, Mick is the best. Like we spotlighted dudes today. But that's fun. Here's the deal. You can't replicate. I don't want to get in a tangent about sports specificity in the weight room. I'll freaking lose my mind on people. But when other guys stop and watch you versus another guy, or just watch you, whether it's how you demonstrate a drill or competing, right? Because they're broken up into teams and competing winner or loser within that, it does something to you because guess what? That's the only way that you can try to replicate the season because everybody's all eyes on you. And guess what? Fans don't care. They don't care what you're going through. They don't care that you got to block the 220-pound safety, right? Guess what? They care. They care about if you win. They care about if you win the play. The only way to replicate that in the weight room is through competitive excellence. You know, even us, Bob, as we're older, I think the number one thing people got to do is they got to figure out a way, whether they're training with other people or they compete with themselves. Like, you got to find that competitive nature because, like, if I don't have that, like, I don't know, I'm just going to be just normal. I don't want to be normal, man. I want to be elite. You know? I don't know. But it never leaves you. I mean, that's through life's experience. Mine's never left you. AJ still trained his absolute face off. You know, so anyways, I just say that, like, hold somebody accountable, compete with one another, be better for each other. Like, that's sustainability. You know what I mean? Have people that want to carry your mat. You know what I mean? And compete like hell versus them. Be a better version of you. Super fun. What? You cut me off? Fine, Columbus. I hope you have a great Tuesday. Go Bucks, beat cancer. Come see us on the 21st.
There he goes. Anthony Schlegel with us last night on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline.
Well, pool season, it's here. It's hot, and we're ready to go. It's time to see my folks over Affinity Whole Health, the leader in the testosterone hormone replacement therapy game. They're not just here to optimize your T levels. They're here for weight loss as well. That's right. Affinity, they can help you lose weight and alleviate the symptoms that come with low T. Affinity offers semaglutide injections for weight loss in addition to their testosterone treatments, so you can say goodbye to low energy and low libido and hello to weight loss and muscle gain. Who doesn't like that? You can go shirtless like me, shirtless like Schlegs. A couple dudes just wrestling around. Dude on dude accountability. Mm-hmm. So go to feelgreatcolumbus.com, feelgreatcolumbus.com, and check them out.
One former Buckeye, now in his young NFL career, has already switched positions. We'll do that in Quick Hitters next. Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan Traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Hey there, and good morning. Right now, we are still watching ramp closures on the south side at that 23-270 split as crews wrap up overnight work. Other than that, no crashes across your central Ohio interstates that we're tracking. I'm 10 TV's Amy Steigerwald with your Fan Traffic.
Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. Spending the money to replace our home's windows is rarely something we get excited about. We usually do it because our energy bills suck or our current windows, well, they're too messed up. But in working with the local Pella Columbus team, my eyes have been opened. New windows can legitimately change the entire look of your home. They've got windows in colors and styles like I've never seen, and they can change everything. So go see my friends at PellaColumbus.com or check them out at their brand new Polaris showroom.
There's a little slice of heaven in a mountain town escape. A pace of life that's less hurried, more authentic, where people greet you with a smile and experiences feel down to earth, yet elevated. From Appalachian art to wineries and craft breweries, live music to a lively spirit. This is West Virginia. We call it almost heaven. Plan your getaway now at wvtourism.com.
My guys at Germain Lexus are getting ready for the Memorial. What they do every single year is let the golfers drive around in beautiful Lexuses for the week. Then they take those cars and sell them to you. You could be driving Rory's car. The Germain all-month-long celebration's going on right now. You can get great deals like this one. 2024 RX 350, 36-month lease, 10,000 miles per year, $49.99 down, $519 a month. I just picked up my brand new RX 350 a few weeks ago. It is plush. Germain Lexus of Dublin and Easton, GermainLexus.com.
Whether you're popping the question or ready to say I do, there's only one true jeweler to shop for your one true love. Hi, it's Alex Johnson from the Diamond Cellar. As a true jeweler, we not only have luxury designer collections to meet your bridal needs, but we also have talented in-house designers who can create something truly one of a kind. For more than 75 years, our expert staff has been caring for couples just like you and providing the absolute lowest prices guaranteed. Visit the Diamond Cellar on Sawmill Road or Easton Town Center. The possibilities are endless.
Sunday is the time for brunching with your favorite people. And when they don't invite you, listen to us instead. Fan Sports Sunday with Tito and Devere Posey.
Sunday morning starting at 11.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Have you lost Ohio Medicaid? At healthcare.gov, you can find a low-cost, quality health plan.
Do plans cover doctor visits?
What about emergency care?
And prescriptions?
All covered and more. Plus, with the new law, 4 out of 5 customers can find a plan for $10 or less per month with financial help. Healthcare.gov is here for you. Enroll today for coverage starting the 1st of next month. Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Hey there, friends. Beau Bishop here, and the playoff action is here. And there isn't a more rewarding sportsbook in the game than Tipico. Get ready to bet on the biggest games of the year, the playoff basketball, the hockey, the actions every night. You want to make the most of every game? You've got to bet with Tipico. You'll get up to 5% cash back on your bets. Claim your new sign-up bonus now and get $150 in protected bets when you deposit $100. Sign up now. Enter the promo code TheFan150 to get your bonus. Download the Tipico Sportsbook app today. Must be 21 or older and physically located in Ohio. Terms and conditions do apply. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
We are back, and we are looking at a pretty lopsided matchup, Jim.
That's right, Ron. I mean, in one corner, we've got a 175-pound guy, and in the other, a 6,000-ton heavyweight train.
Jim, this guy has no idea what he's getting himself into.
It's no contest. Every day, people tempt fate and die trespassing on railroad tracks. See tracks? Think train.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, U.S. Tax Shield can help you take back control. The IRS can seize your bank accounts, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Our team of tax attorneys can stop collections and get you protected. U.S. Tax Shield offers a price protection guaranteed quote to get you protected today. U.S. Tax Shield is A+ rated with the BBB, so call 800-494-6139. U.S. Tax Shield, 800-494-6139. Fan weather.
from the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Highs will be around 87 this afternoon. We will be looking at a few more clouds today compared to yesterday. We do have a chance of a thunderstorm today as well. Tonight, we get down to 65 under partly cloudy skies. And then on Wednesday, look for evening thunderstorms with highs in the middle 80s. I'm Doppler 10 meteorologist Dylan Robichaud on 97.1 The Fan.
All your favorite fan shows are available when you want them.
Head to 971thefan.com and hit that subscribe button.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination. Keep on swiping that card, baby. Keep on swiping that card. Charge it to winning. This is Morning Juice.
So here on The Juice, we're brought to you by our good friends over at Affinity Whole Health, the leader in testosterone and hormone replacement therapy. You can, of course, visit them online at feelgreatcolumbus.com.
Morning Juice presents Quick Hitters.
Sponsored by Schottenstein Roofing. For top quality and a price match guarantee, visit SchottensteinRoofing.com.
Sharky,
yes.
Happy Tuesday to you.
Happy Tuesday to you, gentlemen. Always great to see your smiling faces.
Mm-hmm.
Major League Baseball opened an investigation of former Angels infielder David Fletcher. He is alleged to have gambled with an illegal bookie. Fletcher is currently playing in the minor leagues for the Braves organization and is accused of betting on sports, but not baseball, with Matthew Boyer, the California bookmaker who took wagers from Shohei Ohtani's interpreter.
Yes.
The problem MLB faces is trying to get evidence. Fletcher doesn't have to cooperate because he's the subject of a criminal investigation. And it's not likely the bookie will talk either. So, Beam, baseball is hoping that the government gets involved.
Yeah, I just wonder how deep the rabbit hole goes on this. How many guys were involved with him? I mean, I think some of these guys, obviously Shohei being the one, very high profile, and I know there wasn't him that was gambling. And you just have to think, it's like, oh, I got this guy. Just go to him if you want to play some wagers. Then all of a sudden, it's like there's not one, there's not two, 3, 4, 5 guys, on the payroll. Then all of a sudden that goes out to different guys across Major League Baseball, some of them playing out in California. I just wonder if this is going to be the last of we hear of this nefarious character. And my guess is that it will not be.
I don't think so. There's going to be more here. And the good news, I love that Major League Baseball, like the NCAA, their hopes are that the U.S. government gets involved and helps give them the information they need. I love the fact that they can't do anything about this. And so while they're investigating, they need corroboration that was happening, and apparently they're not getting it.
I don't even think it matters, right, that it's an illegal bookie, even if it was a legal bookie.
Well, he wasn't betting on baseball, right?
Yeah.
He wasn't, but
you can bet on other sports.
Yeah, he can bet on other things. He just can't.
It just seems kind of odd because you're not allowed to bet on baseball. So what does it matter if you're betting with a legal or an illegal bookie?
Well, I guess
I made a bet with you, Beamer, last week,
and
that was illegal.
It was, and you know what? I paid my debts off.
I hope they don't open an investigation into us. I'm not going to talk. I'm not cooperating.
No, I'm not either.
Now, if the government gets involved, then I'll have to squeal on you.
I'm not admitting to anything. Yeah, Bob, when you were out, I made a bet with Shark on a final score for the Cavs game, a 113-100 final score predictolator for the Celtics and Cavs. That obviously did not come true, but Shark gave me 500-1 odds. Obviously, I took that bet.
There you go.
Obviously, I took it on, and I paid Shark with a single dollar bill last week. Right,
there was a dude that was giving people 5-1 odds. I saw on Instagram about chugging beers. He'll bet you 100 to your 20.
Yeah.
You could beat him.
That's an infinity money glitch for that guy.
He was just stealing cash from people.
Is that legal or illegal?
I mean,
yeah, I'm not sure.
As long as the house isn't taking anything, like if it's just a heads-up bet, you're allowed to wager.
Are you?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, as long that's what the pool play is legal. As long as there's no scrape being taken.
All right. Our old buddy Paris Johnson is switching positions. The former Buckeye was Arizona's first-round pick last year and played right tackle for the Cardinals. But the team released left tackle DJ Humphries this offseason and signed Jonah Williams. So Coach Jonathan Gannon said yesterday that Williams will go to right tackle and Paris will switch to left tackle. Probably not a big deal, Bobby, since Paris played left tackle with the Buckeyes.
I think that was probably always the plan for him to move to left tackle eventually. You start guys out at right. Sometimes they start him out at left guard, depending on what they've done. He could have probably done both, considering he's moved around a lot during his career and cross-trained a ton at Ohio State. So, good for him. This was something I think that was bound and determined to happen. It's just a function of when the spot opened up. So good for Paris.
I can't honestly tell you if I watched a single Arizona Cardinals football game last year. Like, I know that I, for a fact, did not watch it from start to finish. And I definitely, I caught him on Red Zone, but I can't tell you what a year Paris had or not. Obviously, he had a good year if they're saying, hey, buddy, I figured that would happen. You draft a guy and what he get taken for 5th or 6th in last year's draft. A guy gets taken that high. I think there was always a plan for him to move to left tackle. Maybe he got expedited a little bit quickly with some of the roster management, but yeah, he's going to be teaming up there with Marv, and we'll see what happens out in the desert for the Cards. Another reason to watch now.
Greg Olsen's time as the lead NFL analyst for Fox has ended after 2 years because Tom Brady is moving into the top spot. Olsen said he plans to remain with the network, but also had some advice for Brady. Quote, everyone thinks it's easy getting up there and calling a live game for 3 hours off the cuff and deal with the flow of the game, the players, the schemes, the terminology. There's a lot going on during a game, unquote. Olsen even said Brady has called and picked his brain, and Beamer Olsen claims there's no correlation between being a great player and a great broadcaster.
Yeah, and I would agree with that. And it is much more difficult, Bob. And you've done national games, and when you're up there in that booth or whether you're down on the field, it's like, yeah, it can be a lot. It can be overwhelming. My guess is that Tom Brady's going to be pretty good at it. I also think that Greg Olsen was pretty good at it. And the most interesting part to come out of this article was he was asked, like, hey, what's your relationship with Fox? She just called the Super Bowl, a few months ago. Like, we're not too far removed from that happening. And now all of a sudden, Fox, the network's going to pay Tom Brady $30 million or whatever it is to come in and be their number one analyst. And he was asked, he's like, are you still working with Fox? And his answer was just, for now, yes. So he was pretty short and sweet about that.
I think he was probably trying to find something better this year. Could not find it, or maybe they wouldn't let him out of his deal. I'm not sure which. And so I think he's good with where he's at, and he's done a great job. And he's right. Like, there's no correlation between being a great player and a great commentator. You got to put the work in. You got to know what you're doing. And a lot of it's personality based and just how comfortable you are on air.
Non-Power 5 teams are not going to be thrilled about the potential NCAA lawsuit settlement. We'll do that in the re-rack coming up next. Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Hey there, and a happy Tuesday to you. Right now, we're watching crews wrap up some overnight work at the 23-270 split over on the south side. There's some ramp closures associated with that should be wrapping up shortly. Other than that, no crashes that we're watching across your Central Ohio interstates. I'm 10 TV's Amy Stuggerwald with your Fan Traffic.
Fan Traffic sponsored by Pella Windows and Doors, voted by Columbus homeowners as the leading and most trusted window brand. Find out why at PellaColumbus.com or at their brand new Polaris showroom.
Legend has it, underneath the NJM insurance offices lies a room of rejected mascot memorabilia. Is it real? No one knows. But we do know NJM is proud to put policyholders first. No jingles or mascots, just great insurance. NJM.
Bobby Carpenter here for Affinity Whole Health, the leader in the testosterone and hormone replacement therapy game. And weight loss too, that's right. Affinity offers semaglutide injections for weight loss in addition to their testosterone treatments so you can lose weight and build muscle. They customize a plan directly for you. They added peptides to my TRT. They've added semaglutide with my friend's testosterone, and the results are amazing. They're pumped about summertime and pool season, so check them out at feelgreatcolumbus.com. That's feelgreatcolumbus.com.
Great coaching can make all the difference, especially when it comes to your money. At Right Pac Credit Union, our financial coaches are on your team. We'll help you create a winning game plan that's customized for your unique needs, so you can make the most of your hard-earned money and live the life you want to live. Best of all, Right Pac Credit Union serves all of Central Ohio, so getting in the game is easy. Let's win together. Stop by one of our Central Ohio member centers to get started today. Equal housing opportunity, insured by NCUA.
Are you confident letting just anyone on the roof of your home? I'm Craig Schottenstein, owner of Schottenstein Roofing. Our team is dedicated to delivering outstanding value on every roof we repair or replace. Schottenstein Roofing. Go to schottensteinroofing.com.
Well, here we are again, and I got to tell you, Jim, this match has me really concerned.
Here we have a powerful heavyweight, a train, weighing in at 6,000 tons. And this hasty lightweight challenger, a car, at just 1.5 tons?
This does not bode well for the car or the people in it.
It's no contest. Every day, people are injured or killed trying to beat a train at rail crossings. See tracks, think train.
Two guys drove to work.
Neither guy wore a seatbelt. One guy got a ticket. One guy didn't. The same two guys drove home. One guy wore his seatbelt. One guy didn't. One guy made it home. The guy not wearing his seatbelt didn't. Don't risk it. Click it or ticket. Paid for by NHTSA.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus. The Fan. Sports Center.
Good morning, I'm Mark the Shark. Ben Lively wasn't supposed to be a starter for the Guardians this season, but injuries to Shane Bieber and Gavin Williams put him in the rotation, and he's done well. Last night, Lively allowed just one run over 5 2/3 innings as the Guards beat the Mets 3-1 in Cleveland. Lively improves to 3-2 on the season. The Reds had the night off. They host the Padres this evening. 2-4 Andrew Abbott opposes 3-3 Joe Musgrove. In the NFL, Bengals receiver T. Higgins still hasn't signed his franchise tender and isn't expected to do so by next week, which would make him ineligible to report for Cincinnati's OTAs that start a week from today. The Bengals' mandatory minicamp begins on June 11th, and Higgins cannot rejoin the team until he signs the one-year $21.8 million tender. The Sports Center is sponsored by The Waterworks. Trust the pros at The Waterworks for all your plumbing, drain, heating, and cooling needs. Visit thewaterworks.com to get started.
Here's a list of undisputed facts. Beamer is round, Shark was a swinger, and no one derails a show like Bobby Carpenter. No one. This is Morning Juice.
Hour number 2 of the program for us on a Tuesday. Brandon Bean, Bobby Carpenter, Mark the Shark. Coming up here in our next segment around 7:20-ish, Buckeye, Lathan Ransom. We had so much fun with him in the studio a couple weeks ago. He decided to come on back. Let's run it back. Let's talk to him again. So he's going to pop in here in a few minutes' time. Coming up, he'll hang out with us for a little bit here in the 7 o'clock hour. Then Uncle Beau, he's going to round out the program with us at 8:35, as he always does. But before that, Schlegel is going to reappear at 8:05. And if you didn't get a chance to listen to him this morning, well, that was fantastic, as always. So a busy final couple hours for us here on a Tuesday.
Keeping you informed about what's trending this morning. It's time for a little re-rack on Morning Juice.
Sponsored by Billiards Plus, your destination for top-of-the-line grills with up to 30-year warranties. Billiards Plus on Dublin Center Drive in Dublin.
Gardo's with a nice win last night up in Cleveland against the Mets. Sharky, I know you're busy over there. How was Frankie received upon re-entering Progressive Field for the first time since 2019?
He got a very warm reception.
Okay, good.
It's good to see. Not a standing ovation or anything, but they didn't boo him.
All right, that's good. Did you boo from your couch? I know that you're a big fan of the booing.
No. I was a big Frankie fan when he was here, and it has worked out well for the Guardians. Yeah. They got Ahmed Rosario, who had 2.5 really good seasons. Andres Jimenez is an all-star and a Gold Glove winner, and Frankie's batting 193.
It worked. It worked out
well, and they're paying the 3 guys that they got from the Mets about 1/10 of what Frankie's making, and Carlos Carrasco, who was also involved in that deal, going to New York, he's back with Cleveland again.
So you got him. You're good.
Yeah,
double dip for the Guards.
I'm happy.
And they beat the Mets last night, too.
Yes.
3-1 victory for them. They're back at it again.
Take that, T-Bone.
Little T-Bone Shark rivalry here. Not something we see often.
I saw this, and I don't know if this was true or not, a quote by Lindor. Now, I heard Colin complaining yesterday because he said he didn't like it when people called him Frankie.
Francisco didn't like being called Frankie?
That's what he said when he was talking about his time in Cleveland, and maybe that was when he left Cleveland to go to the Mets. And he didn't like kind of some of the things that happened. He didn't really enjoy the name Frankie or whatever.
Is that why he left?
I don't think that was why he
left. Like Artemi Panarin left Columbus because of the lack of parking spaces.
They called him Artie.
I think it was the extra $100 million they gave him.
I think that probably worked out.
I saw this quote. I don't know if this is real or not because they have all these memes all over the place, and whether they're real, who knows.
I'll tell you. If you just say it, I'll tell you.
But he said the thing that he missed most about Cleveland was the winning.
Yes, he did say that.
That was real.
All right.
I watched his presser yesterday.
It's not a lie. The Mets don't win very much, and
what is their payroll? The Mets payroll is outrageous.
It's probably like $250,
and
I bet it's like $250 million. It was like 4th or 5th highest.
The New York Mets in a payroll of a league with 30 teams, are currently number one on that list.
That's good.
With the Yankees have a $305.886 million payroll this year. The Mets are on the hook for $308.3.
Wow.
That's good.
What are the Dodgers?
The Dodgers, you have to
I
think.
know Shohei's deferred, but still.
The Dodgers are 7th with $228 million. The Braves are ahead of them. The Rangers are ahead of them. Phillies at 4, Houston at 3 at $250. And then there's a $50 million plus gap to get to both the New York teams.
And you think about their best player, I'm talking about the Mets, their best player, Pete Alonso, is a free agent after this season. And they almost have to re-sign him.
Like a few games under 500, aren't they? The Mets?
How much did you say it was, Beam?
308.3.
308. How many games did the Mets win last year?
Not a lot.
Like 80? 70? They didn't crack 90.
No, they were under 500, I believe.
75 and 87 last year.
So that's pretty good. That's what, $4 million per win?
Man,
that's tough.
You know
That's
what?
tough.
Also, I got to say this. Kansas City last year won 56 games, the Royals. They've got 30 wins this year.
Good for them.
I mean, they may reach 56 early July.
Yeah, for sure. And you have to think about the Orioles' struggles for a long time, too. Like, they aren't paying anybody, and all of a sudden now they're one of the best teams in baseball. And
They got all those high draft picks.
Yeah, they did. They
They're
built
paying
really
off.
well through their farm system.
Who was the dude who hit all the home runs?
Adley Rutschman.
No. A couple years ago, they paid a huge deal for the Orioles. Like 5 years ago, I think he led the major leagues in home runs. Oh, Shark.
Miguel Tejada?
No.
I mean,
he's an American fella.
Maybe 15 years ago, Bob.
No.
Not 5. Their first baseman who struck out a lot. I'm trying to think.
They just burned off all of his money like a year or two ago.
Bobby Bonilla.
Chris Davis?
Yes.
Chris Davis.
Yeah, that was a bad con. They signed him, and it was looking good, and then he went in the gutter.
So when did they sign? When did Chris?
I mean, that's the guy that would hit 45 homers a year, but he'd strike out 200 times too. And then his batting average that last year was under 200.
Chris Davis in 2016 signed a 7-year, $161 million contract.
So that just burned off.
How many years?
It was a 7-year, 161 signed in 2016, and they just burned it off in 22.
That doesn't even sound so bad anymore.
Not really.
8 years later.
But what you were getting out of him, that was not very good.
Chicks dig the long ball, Bob.
Yeah, they do.
But he got a Bobby Bonilla style payout because they bought him out of his deal.
Only one time, and this was in 2016. Only one time did he hit over 220.
Yeah.
It was 221. Then he went 215 and 17, 168 and 18, 179 and 19. Only had 16 plate appearances in 2020, and he averaged 115. And then he just didn't. And then he didn't play for them again.
Here's the good news: is that they bought his deal out. He had $42 million in deferred payments when they bought out his deal. And that was in 22. So he got $9.16 million for 23, 24, 25, $3.5 million for 26 through 32. And he gets $1.4 million for 33 to 37. At that point, he'll be 51, Shark.
Well, he could retire, Bob.
He could have retired after the first year. As you know what? A matter of fact, I think he did, and he didn't even tell him. That was the amazing thing.
Quiet quitting?
That's why the guys always say in the NFL, like, man, he retired and didn't even tell him. Like, just came back for another year or two.
That's remarkable.
Stealing money, puts on his mask every day when he comes into work.
Lowest payroll in baseball is the...
the A's.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
The Oakland Athletics have a current payroll of $64 million. On their active roster, it's 31 on their active.
So what, they have 34 in money that's like sitting on the side, or like in their like farm system?
On the IL, yeah.
I'm not saying, because I was going to say I thought it would be more like 30 million.
Half of their payroll is on the IL right now.
Who are those guys?
I don't know. I don't know any players for the Oakland A's.
They're going to Vegas, baby.
Yeah, and so their payroll is going to balloon after they make that move. Pittsburgh's
Dennis
at 29.
Eckersley?
The Marlins are at 20.
Mark McGuire? Jose Canseco. Hold on. Who else?
Ricky Henderson.
Johnny Damon.
Johnny Damon. That's a great pull. Giambi.
Oh, what's his name who did they sign?
Scott Hatterfield?
No.
Oh, David Justice.
David Justice. You're paying me $10 million? No. We're paying you $3 million. They're paying you $7 million.
The Yankees are paying you $7 million to not play for them. What's up with having to pay for these Gatorades, these Cokes in the vending machine here, too? That's a great movie. I watch that. Is in the list of Shawshank and Gladiator. For me, whenever it's on, I'm usually turning it on to see what's going on.
Brad Pitt does a really good job in it. And Jonah Williams, their characters are really...
Or Jonah Hill.
Or Jonah Hill. Jonah Williams, too. Both of them.
So
he's moving to left tackle for the Cardinals.
Yeah, he is.
Right tackle.
Jonah Hill, he's putting on some weight. He's got to play right tackle in the NFL.
I liked him better when he was fat, Beam. He was funnier.
As the NCAA continues to make steps towards the expected settlement of the landmark House v. NCAA lawsuit and other related antitrust cases, there's pushback on how the NCAA plans to pay the expected $2.7 billion.
Couldn't imagine this happening.
Yeah, who would have ever thought that?
So hold on, wait. You've always been paying us, but now we're going to pay you?
Now we got to pay it back? How does that work? The NCAA sent out a 4-page memo to all 32 Division I conferences this week detailing how the organization plans to cut back on distribution to leagues in 6 annual payout categories to pay the proposed $2.7 billion in damages. The memo detailed how the NCAA could split up the expected $1.6 billion that would come from reductions in NCAA distribution. The remaining $1.1 billion is expected to come from NCAA reserves, catastrophic insurance, new revenue, and budget cuts. Of that $1.6 billion, nearly 60% is expected to come from leagues outside the Power 5 conferences. The other 40% will come from the power conferences. So 40% is coming from the 4 big dogs. The other 60% is coming from everybody else.
So there's 2 ways to look at this here. Because obviously this is something that's more pertinent with the Power 5 conferences in football, and there is a degree to it in men's basketball as well, and maybe now even in women's basketball, but probably not as much at the time that this happened. But here's the reality of this. Like, the smaller schools are getting upset, and the smaller conferences like, why are we paying for this? This doesn't really apply to us. And I would say this, and not having sat in those meetings, but having talked to people who have been in the meetings with the NCAA, the biggest problem that they've had with Division I is trying to push forward any type of legislation, because you're talking about like 300 schools in Division I, because anyone that carries men's basketball was also a Division I school. So, Dayton and Ohio State were essentially on the same playing field when you start talking about decision-making for this.
St. John's and Texas are in the same.
Yes. I mean, they're not even remotely similar in their budgets or their goals of what they're trying to do. And so with that, they were the ones generally, from my knowledge of people in those meetings, that would never allow any type of progress to move forward. And because of that, they just had to fight these things in court. And in doing that, they finally got their butt beat so bad. And so, they're like, well, we don't have any of these players. This isn't our deal. Well, yeah, but you also prohibited and were a huge, huge issue in the reason why we didn't have any type of forward progress as well. And so therein lies the massive issue.
So it's catching up to them now, because now they're going to have to pay out of their own pockets.
Because now, you guys didn't want to have any type of these, and there was also the Power 5 schools and stuff that didn't want it. But most of the really big schools wanted some form of legislation to move the ball down the line because they knew where it was coming. You heard Gene Smith talk about it 5 years ago.
Yeah. You heard him talk about that, and then that's where you started to get the idea of maybe, just maybe, that these big Power 5 schools, Bob, could then break away from the NCAA.
Yeah.
And I think that all came to a head. Now, I think we're getting farther away from that point with the House settlement and everything kind of coming back. I'm not going to use a neutral, playing field, but maybe back on a little bit more of an even plane where there will technically be a salary, non-salary cap. I know they're not going to call it that, but the big-time programs are going to be anywhere from $18 to $22 million a year that they're going to have to pay to their student athletes, and that's just going to be the way that it works. But in these conversations, that's why you heard that these big-time schools were then thinking about possibly breaking away from the NCAA, because their voices were the same as, let's just take, because you mentioned it, University of Dayton, St. John's, Villanova, even though they're operating on a very different path.
Absolutely. They're not in alignment. And so this is finally where they're beginning to bifurcate some of this. Like, hey, you guys want to operate like this? Yeah. That's okay. You want to operate like this group? That's all right. What are your interests? What are your alignment? What do your budgets look like? Like all those things together, that is the biggest issue. And now hopefully they'll be able to start subdividing this thing a little bit more, because really there's only about 40 to 45 schools that are in this elite level category anyway.
We had so much fun with Buckeye safety Lathan Ransom a couple of weeks ago. We decided to have him back in studio. He's next. Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Hey there, and good morning. Right now, we're watching a crash on the northeast side. The right shoulder slightly blocked off on I-270 southbound at the 270-161 split. Expect lane restrictions on the ramp to 270 southbound from 161 eastbound. I'm 10 TV's Amy Steigerwald with your fan traffic.
It's lunchtime at Tim Hortons, and we're serving up a special deal just for you. Our new $5.99 lunch deal includes your choice of any lunch sandwich and a side of crunchy kettle chips. Because what's lunch without a little crunch? And the sandwich choice is all yours, like a ham and Swiss, Chipotle chicken wrap, BLT, and more. Made to order just the way you like it. Tim Hortons' new lunch deal. Simple, delicious, and just $5.99. Now that's a good deal. Only at your neighborhood Tim's. U.S. only. Price and participation vary. Terms apply.
Right now during Ram season, well-qualified lessees get a low-mileage lease on the 2024 Ram 1500 Bighorn Crew Cab, 4x4 for $479 a month for 42 months, with $4,279 due at signing. Tax, title, license extra. No security deposit required. Call 1-877-RAM-5722 for details. Requires dealer contribution and lease through Stellantis Financial. Extra charge for miles over 35,000. Not all customers will qualify. Residency restrictions apply. Take delivery by 6/3/2024.
This is the absolute worst time of the year to be dealing with joint pain. You can't do the stuff outdoors you love, the stuff you want to do, the hiking, the running, the playing on the beach. It's being around friends and family. Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. If you're tired of achy joints, you need to call my friends over at QC Kinetics before you agree to any risky surgeries or steroids or harmful medications. That's what tens of thousands of real-life patients around the country did, just like me with my knee. My dad did with his knee. Some of our friends and family who have done it with knees and shoulders and a variety of joints. They're out walking around now, enjoying the time outside. Or you could be like a guy like Chad, who wants to live life to the fullest, but his knees have been bothering him. He's been on pain meds forever. He went to crutches on his high school reunion, but that was before he found QC Kinetics, and now he's bouncing around like the pain is gone. And QC Kinetics has a national director in Dr. Mitchell Sheencup, who's been doing this for over 20 years. So go check him out at 614-208-4544. That's 614-208-4544.
Rothman and Ice.
When you look at 2024, what they have in that building, if everybody rolls out there consistently week in and week out, the Bengals can clip anybody.
Rothman and Ice. Weekdays at noon.
Sponsored by Pella Columbus.
The Fan.
Says who and or what? Those are the questions behind every eco guarantee. Other companies might promise same day this, guarantee that, and best in class every other thing. But just ask. Says who? Says some announcer guy or cartoon character? You really want to take their word on it? Why not get your guarantees from the founder and owner of the company, me? Then there's or what. Too often, there's no promise make right, or it's a meaningless waived service fee. ECO doesn't even charge service fees, and our or what is always real. Last summer, we gave 277 families a $1,500 discount on their AC system when we missed our same-day deadline. That's a real deal make right. I know, because I had to pay for it. We also delivered same-day replacement service and same-day repair for many hundreds of others, because Eco plumbers, electricians, and HVAC technicians really will come through for you when you need us to. Says me, or we'll make it right.
At GetEco.com.
Hello, it's John Kozik, founder and president of TurboTrack Realty, and I buy real estate as is fast for cash. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000. I buy vacant properties, inherited homes, divorce situations, death in the family. I even buy my tenants won't pay me the rent houses. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000.
Have you experienced
experienced foot or ankle pain during or after sports, running, or exercising at the gym? Nagging aches in your foot or ankle that won't go away? Podiatric physicians can provide you with important foot care solutions, shoe inserts, or show you how to support your feet and ankles so you're able to compete or exercise comfortably. Ohio Foot and Ankle Medical Association podiatric physicians are located throughout the state and have been serving the profession and the public for over 100 years. For more information or to find a member of the Ohio Foot and Ankle Medical Association near you, visit ohiofoot.org.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
We're going to be tracking temperatures mostly in the 60s and 70s as you head out the door today. This afternoon, though, we're going to be looking at a mix of clouds and sun with highs in the upper 80s. Tonight, though, look for partly cloudy skies with temperatures dipping down to the 60s. And then on Wednesday, the chance of thunderstorms return. Highs will be in the 80s. I'm Doppler 10 meteorologist Dylan Robichaud on 97.1 The Fan.
FanDuel is the exclusive online sportsbook partner of Morning Juice. Just sign up at FanDuel.com/juice. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
What's the going rate for a good babysitter? Also, Shark needs a raise. You're listening to Morning Juice.
Here's Long here, on Tuesday edition of the program. Brandon Bean, Bobby Carpenter, Mark the Shark. Before we check in with Lathan Ransom.
Oh, you hear the sound, you know what time it is. It's Tuesday. That means it's a Threes Day at Roosters. Their featured appetizer. It's $3 all day long. And this week's featured appetizer, cheesy bacon fries. Curly fries smothered in that spicy cheese sauce, and you got the real bacon bits on top, a little pig and potato beam.
It's better than that.
Smothered all together. $3 all day long at Roosters. Plus, they have those unbelievable new menu items. The Nashville hot chicken sandwich. Got a little cauliflower crust on the pizza, the Nashville chicken pizza. Oh, I've got just some a couple new sauces there. The habanero mango, which I love. Kids love it. So all good. $3 all day long featured appetizer, cheesy bacon fries. And at 8:15, Beam, 8:20, about an hour from now, we'll be giving away a $50 Roosters gift card.
Oh, absolutely. As we check in with Buckeye safety, Lathan Ransom, who joins us in studio now. Lathan, thanks for the time, buddy. Appreciate you coming in. I mean, do you have, I know during the season and everything else, you probably are pretty strict on your diet with what you're trying to accomplish on the field. But do you have a cheat meal of sorts that you go to the well and say, you know what, I'm going to gorge myself. This is going to be it for me.
First of all, I appreciate you guys having me again. But right now, I don't have any cheat meals. I'm kind of staying strict to my diet. But if I do have a cheat meal, I'm a big taco guy. I love them burrito tacos. So there's actually a food truck kind of down the street from the Woody called Los Agaves.
Right there on High Street.
Yes, sir. So I love that place. Really good.
So is that like Saturday after the game? I mean, do we let loose a little bit Saturday?
Oh, of course. So they actually only sell the burrito tacos, I think, from Friday. I think Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So one of those days I'll be going after the game. I'm definitely going there and having like 3 burrito tacos, beans, all that. So it's really good.
All that good stuff. What are you? I was gonna say, you're on a diet now. You say you're strict. I mean, are we doing like pescatarian, vegan, or are we just kind of?
What's Kayla got you on over there?
Really trying to stay away from the carbs right now. And trying to lean out. So that's what Kayla has me following right now.
It's pool season, man. He's got to look good. So
exactly.
Okay, you're Tucson, correct?
Yes, sir.
Arizona. Ohio, maybe not quite the level of Mexican cuisine that you're getting down there. So how is that comparing? Is this the only food truck that we found, or is there any other spots that you like?
So that's actually so funny you said that. So when I first got here, I used to complain all the time to my family, like, because my mom's, she's Mexican, so I always got homemade, the best Mexican food you can think of. So when I first got here, I used to complain, like, I can't find any Mexican food, this and that. So I'm searching on Yelp as many Mexican places I can find.
Try them all.
I'm trying them all. There's a place I'm not liking, but my favorite 2 places is Las Tapias Burrilla. That's another one. And then Los Agaves, my 2 favorite places. Really authentic, really good.
That's interesting because my parents are both from here. And, I mean, Ohio, Columbus is much more eclectic now than it was 20 years ago. I used to joke, like, growing up. I mean, I went to Dallas, and you've got a huge influx all kind of cultures there. But I mean, when I was growing up in Ohio, I was like, you were black or white, and anybody who was like kind of ethnic was either second generation here. There wasn't a large influx of immigrants like you have now. And so with that comes more culture, different foods. And so my dad, he gets drafted to go to Houston. So they get down there like, this is the best Mexican food I've ever had. He goes there, and then he goes to New York, and it's still pretty good in Jersey. And then they came back here, like, it's just not, it wasn't the same. And I kind of had a similar journey going to Dallas at first. I was like, man, this is really good. Like every place you go, is really nice, whether they're kind of even local chains or just a little hole in the walls. And so then you come back and trying to find those places is hard. The salsa, all the different types. I mean, it's not good. So does your mom come up here and cook for you at all?
Oh, of course, yeah. The couple times she gets to come up here, I'm always asking for like 3 certain meals that she cooks, man.
So what are they? Give us the meals, man.
So she does this one. It's hard to explain, but it's this meat that she marinates, and I mean, she does all these secret recipes and sauces that were passed down from her from generations. So she does her thing, and there's like also too is, I mean, unless like you're used to a lot of authentic Mexican food, the tortillas is a big deal, and that plays a big difference.
So you gotta get the masa, the tortilla press.
Exactly.
The masa, right.
So she'll bring tortillas from Arizona.
Really?
Yes, from Arizona. And I be asking them like, yo, can you bring some for me just to keep? And she'll bring them, and it tastes so much better. And when it's authentic, especially, your mom's cooking always tastes better. So I'd be excited every time she's coming up.
It's amazing because our front neighbors in Jersey, when they would come and visit us, because their big deal is bagels.
Yep.
And so they would bring bagels in, like freeze them, and we would have them for like a couple weeks. And then we'd always get run out. But that was like their thing. And so when you get those local cuisines, Beam, it's always great.
Yeah, it really is. So we just got through discretionary period. I think you guys are back working out now. Did we get a chance to go back home? Did we go anywhere? Did we hang out? I know you were through the spring semester, kind of in the summer school mode. Did we go anywhere or let loose a little bit?
Yeah, so I actually stayed here, did my treatment with Stu, like we kind of talked about last time.
Yeah.
Try to get right distance speed, work with AT. But the last, I think 3 days, so that Friday, Saturday, Sunday, right before we had to come back, I actually took a trip to Miami with a couple teammates and my girlfriend. And, man, it was my first time being in Miami. I would definitely go back. It was definitely the most fun I've had in a long time.
Where did you guys stay?
What was it called? LaPlaya? I forgot the exact name of the hotel.
It's like on South Beach down there?
Like right on South Beach. Man, the culture, all the different cultures, the food, just like we was talking, the food, the Mexican food, the Italian food.
Colombian food down there.
Colombian food, exactly. Like it was an amazing place. So much culture, so many different things to do. Definitely I'd go back, but wow, was it expensive. It was way more expensive than I thought it was going to be, but I had